Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Network is on the air. Talking Golf is brought to you by American Transmission Company, ATC, helping you keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong. American Family Insurance, insure carefully and dream fearlessly. Oak Park Place, offering senior living options for the lifestyle you deserve, with amenities and services for a carefree, independent way of life. And by the Princeton Club, a premier health club that combines state-of-the-art equipment with a highly trained staff and convenient locations. Now, here are your co-hosts of Talking Golf, Dennis Tiziani and Paul Brown.
Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network throughout the state of Wisconsin. In here at Cherokee Country Club in Madison, we're going to tee it up again on another Monday night for Talking Golf. On our show tonight, Gary D'Amato of Wisconsin.golf will be on, updating us on some developments in golfing in Wisconsin. And then two other guests, one of which is Rocco Mediate. We'll have him on the air here in about 4 minutes or so. He's going to be in town for the American Family Insurance Championship. And then a couple of years ago, Tiz and I had an opportunity to chat with Jack Nicklaus, and we have listened to that interview, and there are some interesting things that are even pertinent today. There won't obviously be any discussion about his coming to Madison, but we'll kind of cover that as well. But the interview with Jack is pretty enlightening about his career, and we're going to play that for you tonight. But very quickly, before we go to Rocco, who's hanging out at Laurel Valley Golf Club in Pennsylvania, just got a text that he's ready to go. You played that course, and you claim you had a hole in one.
Yeah,
there?
I did a long time ago. I mean, I can see the hole, but I can't remember which one. We were qualifying for some event. I had a partner. He's from down in South Carolina. Nice guy. And he par three, and he hit it in the water. Which, the first guy up hit it on the green. Don't be playing games. So he hits it in the water. So he's trying to convince me to hit it on the green. So
you did.
I did right on the green. Went in the hole for a one. He said, "How about that?" He says, "I'm in the water, and my partner makes."
How many holes in one do you have?
7.
7 holes
that
in
I
one.
can remember. There were some that were under various circumstances. I can't remember.
We talk about Rocco Mediate. He's played on both tours.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, the big event for Rocco was 2008 when he battled Tiger for 91 holes at the U.S. Open. We're obviously going to chat with him about that. You remember that
event.
Yeah.
We
all do.
He played great. And he played, I don't know, it's one of those should have won type deal, but he should have won, and he would have been a fitting Open champion also, because this guy is a good player and been a good player for a long time, and somewhat unheralded. They talk about him too much. Maybe if he talked less, maybe more people would have talked more about him. He's kind of fun to watch. He'll get yakking on you, but he's really a good player. And, I know that he's very much, he spends some time down there with Costas and that group, down in Arizona. And usually when he talks about golf and golf swing, they listen a little bit. So, it's going to be a nice interview. One, I'll enjoy it as you.
Yeah, well, and you're going to talk to him about the golf, the game itself, right? And the swing and that kind of thing. You want to get into that with him?
No, he wouldn't understand it. If we got all that stuff going.
Yeah. We're going to take a time out, and we'll be back with Rocco Mediate after this break on the Wisconsin Golf, Talking Golf, and our radio network.
Hi, I'm Andy North. Join me and my friend Steve Stricker as we launch Birdies for Health at the American Family Insurance Championship, June 21st through 23rd. Birdies for Health is an effort to support American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center, and people experiencing organ transplants, Alzheimer's, and eye diseases. Make a pledge for every birdie that's made at this year's American Family Insurance Championship, and all the money you donate will go toward research and helping people in Wisconsin. Visit birdiesforhealth.org.
Hi, this is Andy with the Princeton Clubs. Our summer launch event is going on right now because summer is just a few weeks away. And that means warm weather, fun activities, and relaxing by the outdoor pool. We make getting ready for summer easy. So join during our summer launch event. And it includes access to our 6-week summer prep group training, trainers, and a membership to our award-winning facility. It's everything you need to get into shape. Wisconsin summer. The summer launch going on now at the Princeton Club.
It's time to play the University of Wisconsin golf course, University Ridge. Brand new bunkers and subtle design changes have only added to the excellent value of University Ridge, making it one of the best deals in the Midwest. The American Family Insurance Championship is just around the corner, but you can play one of the only public golf courses on the PGA Tour Champions prior to the event for under $100. For rate information or to book a tee time, check out universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
American Transmission Company moves electricity from where it's generated to communities where it's needed. Along the way, we help create an environment we can all appreciate. Animals find food in pollinator-friendly habitats we plant. Osprey nest on our platforms, and neighbors enjoy trails we help develop. At ATC, we care about the environment we all share. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
W265 CB Madison.
Right now, Cherokee Country Club is offering outstanding introductory golf memberships. You can join Cherokee as an individual member for $2,400. Depending on your age, you can get a family membership that starts at only $2,900. Check it out for yourself. What you're going to find is the best deal in Madison when it comes to joining a club. And by the way, your membership also allows you to use the outdoor pool. Or visit the website at CherokeeCountryClub.net. Hi, this is Paul Brown, longtime Badger sportscaster.
All right,
My
he's
wife
ready.
was only 57 years old when she started having trouble remembering things at work and getting lost driving home. That was the start of a heartbreaking 8-year journey that led to her eventual passing from Alzheimer's. Please don't ignore the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's. Know where Alzheimer's hides. Find information at alz.org/Wisconsin.
Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
From Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown, and welcome to our show to Rocco Mediate. And Rocco, welcome to the show. We understand you're at Laurel Valley Golf Club out in Pennsylvania, club Mr. Palmer helped build back in '59. And Rocco, to get it underway, Tiz claims he had a hole-in-one in that course. Do you believe him, or do you think he's maybe pulling our leg a little bit here?
I'm going to go ahead and believe. What hole?
I can't remember. So
See, that's why we think
one
he
of the
might
par
be...
thries. Water on the right.
Water
on the
now
right.
I'm having second thought.
Par threes. Are you really? Well, that's okay. As you get older, your accomplishments get greater.
Yes, and it was a 4-iron from 240 yards then too.
No, it wasn't that.
That's normal now.
240 now. It's a driver and a pitching wedge.
Yeah, it's like a 6-iron. Yeah, right. I hear you.
Tell us a little bit about that course, and you said Mr. Palmer helped build it back in '59, huh?
Yeah, he was obviously at Latrobe. That's where he grew up, and that's where kids. He ended up buying it, but up the road about 15 minutes, right up Route 30, is a piece of ground they found, and Dick Wilson was the original architect. Since then, Mr. Palmer had done some stuff to it over the years. The only thing left of Mr. Wilson's work is the 7th green. But it's just a really cool place, very corporate golf club, fantastic setting. It's insane. It's up in the Laurel Mountains, and I've been coming here since, good Lord, I have no one, but I joined here in 93. 93 or 94, actually 94. I think I joined here in 94, but when I come home, I just come up here and hang around, and it's just beautiful. It's stunning. It's a little raining right now, but it's sitting on the porch. It's gorgeous.
Drinking water.
It's a tough deal, yeah. Well, that's all I drink anymore anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you really are in pretty good shape,
Yeah.
Very good.
Very
I can remember way back when, I'm a little bit older than you are.
You can
But
say it.
no, I'm not going to say it, but he was a little bit heavier, just a little bit.
Yeah,
But he really got in good shape and got to play pretty good. I talked to Steve about him a little bit, and Steve also, very impressed with what he's doing and how he's playing. I don't say it's better than it was before, but certainly it's not any worse.
Rocco, let's
Like
talk
you.
about one of the events. I think that anybody's involved in golf and loves the tour and that type of thing. For memory, go down memory lane a little bit. June of 2008, the U.S. Open is going to be held next week. Tell us about your epic battle with Tiger Woods and the 91 holes. As you've had time to reflect on that event, what's your thoughts on the whole situation?
It was the coolest thing that's ever really happened for me in the world of golf. Just the whole experience of it. I would love to have won and all that stuff, but those things happen, especially in those situations, in a 5-day, 1,000-hole event. But there's nothing I take from it that's not unbelievably positive. It was just so much fun. And I remember every single thing about every single hole that I played, especially with him on Monday. I remember all that stuff. So it was the coolest thing ever. Another notch in his belt, basically, but a real special time for me. Like I said, just didn't get the trophy, but darn near did. It was a lot of fun trying.
Tiz, you were talking about what a good thing, not as a negative to Tiger, but what it would have been a great thing it would have been if Rocco would have won that tournament.
Well, I watched it. I thought he should have won.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was lucky. The other boy was kind of lucky to win. I say that last putt he made there, and then even Rocco stayed with him, in the 90 hole, in the 18 hole deal. But I thought that he played good enough. I thought that I thought he played good enough to win. It would have been very good to have, in my opinion, nothing against Tiger on and on and on. But
I know what you're saying.
But Rocco to win that would have been great for me.
It was definitely an interesting time. It's obviously most of our favorite most of the Americans' favorite event is the United States Open. Some aren't, but most are. I like what the USGA does. I like how they set their golf courses up to make people very angry, and that's part of winning an Open. I wouldn't know what winning an Open is, but I know what competing in one is a few times close to winning, not just with Tiger. And 90% of it, as you guys know, is dealing with the adversity.
Oh yeah.
And it's built to make you do that. And recently, over the last few years, a lot of whining and complaining has happened about it, which to me is funny, because the guy who wins the event doesn't ever say at the end of the event, God, this place was horrible, it was unfair, I hated it. They never say that, at least that we know. They're always pretty pleased that wrapping their arms around that trophy, because they were the best that week at what they had to deal with. And I just hope that Pebble is the hardest golf course on the face of the earth, because it's supposed to be in the United States Open. Whether it's funky at spots, whether they lose a green or two, deal with it. And the great players dealt with it.
Right.
You remember they wrote that book in '74 called The Massacre at Winged Foot?
Yep.
Hale won at 287 at 7 over. I think the next guy was 11 over that finished at second. They wrote a book on it.
Yeah.
Speaking of books, I got a book right here written by John Feinstein, and it's called Are You Kidding Me? It's about Rocco Mediate.
He was really bored. He had nothing else to do, so he took that one on.
No, he wasn't. I know him.
John is the
He
best.
must. He wrote a bunch of books during that time.
But Rocco, I got a question for you that I saw in that book. I can't take credit for it, but apparently you had a poster in your room where it said, it's speaking of Rocco, he was 1,000,001 shot to win it. He said, I was probably 1,000,000,001 shot.
No.
Yeah, well, you got to think, the thing about that is, it's a Rocky poster. I used to have it hanging up. It's in storage now because I don't have where to put it, but it's just 1,000,001 shot. The Rocky stuff was special to me because it was Rocky.
That's right.
I mean, I loved it, and I took stuff from those movies. You know what I mean? And whether I was training in it or just the songs that I listen to all the time. So I do that stuff a lot with a lot of different musics nowadays, especially my whole life really. But that day was, it was, just to go back to it real quick, the Sunday press conference, if you could ever watch it, it's quite entertaining because I was first in to the press conference because I finished just before Tiger finished on Sunday night or evening, whenever we finished. And they kept saying, well, you're 150 years old and you're ranked 100,000, you're ranked 20 millionth in the world, and you haven't done this, and you had a good week a couple weeks ago at Memorial. Why are you here? Blah, blah, blah. Basically, they were trying to tell me I was going to get absolutely decimated. And I knew that I wasn't. It's like I said before, no one believes me. When I woke up Monday, there was no doubt in my mind I was going to beat this kid, because I had him through the air. And the reason I thought that was this. Tiger is Tiger. Tiger still is, in my opinion, the best player that ever played. I think he's still the number one player in the world, basically, from what he's come back from. Anyway, we can go to that some other time. It doesn't – after 4 days of what that man did at Torrey, I figured, there's no way he can do it 5 days. You can't hit the ball sideways on these golf courses and beat people 5 days in a row. But I was wrong.
Yeah, right.
I did pretty much, would I like to have a few shots back? Of course I would. So would everybody else. But I did pretty much everything I could. When I got done, I'm like, how in the hell did this guy beat me?
Right.
It's just, that's what great players do. They figure a way. Great players, in my opinion, like a guy asked me when I did this interview for Fox before last year's Open, do you consider yourself a great player? I said, absolutely not. He goes, what? I said, there are only a handful of great players. Well, what's a great player? I said, guys that win multiple majors and 10s and 20s and 30s and now 80s of golf tournaments. Those are great. Handful. In the world of golf, what is it, 20, 25 guys? Maybe that many? In our history of our sport. Think about it for a second. How many guys have won 4, 5, 6, 7 majors? Not a lot.
No.
Okay, so those are great players. And the great players, we can go back and start with old Tom Morris and go all the way up until now. They all do the same thing. They do things every day that we can't. Period. And I could be completely wrong, and you could say, but that's my opinion on it. If you look at there are lots of really, 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 really good players, but only a few great ones.
But
Jack,
that week
Tom,
week, Rocco was a great player that week.
Rocco,
I was a pretty good player that week.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't bad. I wasn't bad.
Rocco, let's move forward a little bit, but talk about the same thing. You overcame a lot of challenges. You've had,
good Lord, yeah.
In your career. The long putter, was that a result of the back problems, and how did you feel? Huh?
Yes, it was a result of that. Jim Furry, who actually I'll see Jimmy on Wednesday after he's coming up to Westmoreland. That's another good story, but I'll see Jim this week. But in 1990, I'm at Long Cove in Hilton Head. I'm playing, I'm hitting it really good. And, I had a decent 1990, but I putted fine. You have to be a good putter to be on tour, period. But we never think we are. Strick even probably goes, God, I'm not a good putter right now. We all have those feelings. Mm-hmm. And we all feel like he's like the best putter that ever putted, right? But so Jim goes to me, he said, why don't you try this? I'm like, oh, God, I can't. And then I hit a couple putts, and I went, well, maybe I can. That was the fall of 1990. Okay, but then all of a sudden, I started to mess with it. Ping built me a B90 way back then, if you even remember. In fact, you probably do. But it was basically, it looked like a hot dog almost, center shafted. Mm-hmm. And they built one for me, and I putted with it all winter, and then I go out. I said, I'm doing it. And I get out there in the first event, and I have the long putter, and I have my short putter, and I'm afraid to go with the long putter because I'm going to get blistered by these guys. What are you doing? You're cheating. Well, it wasn't cheating then because the anchor, they didn't even talk about anchor, right? So this and that. Well, I finished in the top 10 on all 6 events on the West Coast, and then I came to Florida and won Doral. The first 3 months with this putter, 2 months with this putter, long putter. So all of a sudden, it became legitimate. I could practice more. I didn't have to bend over, blah, blah, blah. It didn't hurt the back, stuff like that. And all of a sudden it became a normal thing for me. And I did it for almost, 14, 15 years, basically. I quit kind of before the Open in 08. I think I went back a little bit in 09, and that's the end. I haven't touched it since 09. You just never know, though. You just never know. But it was a big deal back then. I was the first guy that won with it. If they were going to make it illegal, they probably should have done it then.
Rocco, we're going to run out
of a problem.
We're going to run out of time here, but from your perspective, you're on the PGA Tour Champions. You've been in Madison now. You've seen what's going on with the American Family Insurance Championship. In a minute or two, can From your play as a player, your perspective of this event in Madison, what do you see coming in to town for the weekend?
It's one of our most attended events. The first year we got there, if you guys remember, we almost missed some of our tee times because there were so many people coming, and they didn't think there was going to be, a million people coming in there to watch the tournament. On Friday, it was unbelievable. We're like, holy crap. I usually leave early, so I got lucky and didn't have any problems. But now they've changed the traffic directions. But the people really show up. The golf course is a good tournament golf course. You got to play. It's been in great shape all the years we've played it. I'm sure it'll be perfect this year. And with Strick involved and Jerry being from down in there, it's perfect. It's perfect. And I've had a ball there. I really have. It's a cool little place. Like I said, we want people to come. You know what I mean? We need people to come watch us because, excluding myself, you're talking about the greatest players that ever played the game.
Right.
Every week we're playing 27 weeks a year. That's pretty cool. I'd go watch me. You know what I mean? I would definitely watch our tour for sure. Nothing against the kids, but I would definitely watch us too. So it's a great event, and it's doing great for the charities. American Family's done a ridiculously good job, and everybody looks forward to it. Period. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's really well done.
Well, we'll all enjoy watching you when you get to Madison. Thank you very much for your time. We sincerely appreciate it, and good luck when you get here. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rocco. Next week.
Thanks,
Rocco.
Rocco.
That's Rocco Mediate. We'll be back after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio.
Watch PGA Tour legend Jack Nicklaus, country music star Toby Keith, Packer great.
Hey, Dave. 2 questions. One, is Gary next? He is next? All right. And 2, did you talk to Greg about how we were transmitting these? All right. Tim called. He just wasn't sure if you had talked to Greg or something. Okay. So Greg knows how we're doing it and everything. Okay, so if I were to text Ty, he'd be able to know if we got him or not? Okay.
Boulevard. We're here to help. Oak Park Place.
Last summer, the Golf Effect and Talking Golf were involved with Birdies to End Alzheimer's. This is Paul Brown, and on behalf of Dennis Tiziani and myself, we would like to thank everyone who donated to the Birdies campaign. $60,000 was raised, and 100% of the proceeds were donated to the Alzheimer's and Dementia Research Center at UW Hospital. Thanks again for your support, and we hope that others will join us this summer as Birdies for Health will be part of the American Family Insurance Championship.
At American Transmission Company, we help operate the most complex machine in the world, the grid. We know electricity is a necessity, and we help deliver it to communities that need it. We're helping build a more efficient, economical, and reliable electric system. Our ingenuity and innovation help deliver electricity that powers lives today and tomorrow. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Driving rain, precipitation, downpour, cats and dogs. There are many names for bad weather, but to handle them, you only need one name: Mercedes-Benz with 4MATIC Permanent All-Wheel Drive. 4MATIC All-Wheel Drive enables better traction, giving you more certainty to negotiate surprises. So whether you're navigating slippery, wet pavement or tricky off-road puddles, it helps give you more confidence in a thunderstorm, a deluge, wet stuff. 4MATIC All-Wheel Drive is available on more Mercedes-Benz models than ever before. Get the 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC starting at just $42,700. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
MSRP for a 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. Always drive carefully, consistent with conditions. See dealer for details.
Test drive the Mercedes-Benz 4MATIC at Zimbrick European on Rimrock Road off the Beltline, or shop ZimbrickEuropean.com.
It's time to play the University of Wisconsin golf course, University
All right,
Ridge.
Gary's
Brand new
ready to
bunkers
go.
and subtle design changes have only added to the excellent value of University Ridge, making it one of the best deals in the Midwest. The American Family Insurance Championship is just around the corner, but you can play one of the only public golf courses on the PGA Tour Champions prior to the event for under $100. For rate information or to book a tee time, check out universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play. University Ridge.
And we're back on Talking Golf from Madison, Cherokee Country Club, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown. Gary D'Amato is going to join us here in a few seconds. Gary, the senior golf writer for Wisconsin.com. And following Gary, we will have the interview that we recorded a couple of years ago. We're going to rebroadcast it with Jack Nicklaus. Gary, what's going on in the state of golf for Wisconsin? I understand the Potawatomi Casino may be entering this golf business. Why don't you explain what that's all about?
Yeah. Hey, guys. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. A casino getting in the golf business. Potawatomi got a news release today that Potawatomi here in Milwaukee is going to install 2 Topgolf swing suite bays, basically 2 simulators with the Topgolf, the TrackMan and all the stuff that Topgolf uses to, in its simulators. And it's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't know that you go to a casino necessarily to get on a golf simulator, but I suppose if guys are gambling and they want something else to do, they can go over and, take a few swings on this thing. I'm not sure how successful it'll be, but it just goes to show you that the Topgolf is really extending its reach everywhere. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever been to a Topgolf, but it's I was at the one in Orlando earlier this year, and there must have been 3,000 people at that place. It was just packed.
Why don't you describe what Topgolf is for the people that haven't been involved or have seen the facility?
Yeah, Topgolf is it's basically a driving range with a lot of technology built into it, and it's attracting people who aren't necessarily traditional golfers or even golfers at all. It's more of a social thing where, there's you can get food there, and there's food and drink, beverages, and when I was at the one in Orlando, and it was all young people. It was kids in their late teens to late 20s, and then they get on the driving range portion, and there's all kinds of technology and games they can play. Measuring longest drives or closest to the pin contests, or just all kinds of different games. And the technology is based on the like similar to TrackMan, being able to accurately judge the spin and the distance and the smash factor and all those numbers that you see on the PGA Tour. So anybody can go in these booths and swing away and see what their numbers are compared to golf pros. So like I say, I'm not sure how it's going to apply in a casino. I can't imagine guys dragging their golf clubs into a casino to get on these Topgolf things, but I guess you never know. I'm sure they'll have clubs available.
Tiz, what do you think about all this stuff? I mean, I
think it's great. I have access to one that I use at home, and I think that I know it's great. Anything for me that attracts people to do anything with golf is really good. And the more people we can get to do that, the more that'll take it serious, because that TrackMan thing is really good, but you'll still have to, or the unit is very good, but you're still going to have to know how
to interpret the data, right?
Interpret it, but to influence the data. And this is where, it comes in, and next thing you know, you have somebody hooked. We just had somebody on here just not too long ago on it, and I didn't know that. He said, I didn't know that. And then all of a sudden you tell him a few things or show him a few things. Oh, so it went from 7 degrees open to 0.5, and then it went to closed. Well, is that really the way it works? So there'll be a lot of opportunity for those people who are into the physics of what's going on to influence that. I think it's wonderful.
Gary, why don't you talk a little bit about Charlie Danielson, because he's going to be in the U.S. Open field, and obviously he's from Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, he's from Osceola, Wisconsin. His older sister played at Wisconsin and had a really nice career at Wisconsin. Charlie played at Illinois, and his younger sister, Casey, played at Stanford and led Stanford helped Stanford anyway to an NCAA championship, and is playing on the Symetra Tour now. But Charlie is had a great career at Illinois. He's had some trouble with the knee. He had some surgery last year, missed the whole year, but he's been playing really good the last couple months. I think he's got 2 top 10 finishes on the PGA Tour Canada, the Mackenzie Tour up there. Qualified for the U.S. Open. He's the only Wisconsin representative in the field. And you can imagine a guy who doesn't have any status anywhere, and Dennis knows this all too well, what a good week at the U.S. Open, making the cut and having a good week, that could do to springboard a guy's career or the rest of his year. It could be really a game changer for Charlie should he play well at Pebble Beach this week, I think.
He's really a good player. I know his coach very well, and I knew the recruiting process that went on. And I know his sister. They both hit balls here at the range. And I know his sister's caddy, who happens to be even better than him, if you can believe that, huh? She's very good, and she's going to go on, and you'll hear about her as time goes on here. But he's really good. He's compared to a few other really top-notch players that went to others like Oklahoma State, something like that. And word has it, this guy's got it.
And Tiz, Gary, now that he's a full-time writer,
Big
for
shot.
a senior
That's a
golf
big shot, yeah.
writer for Wisconsin.golf, he's figuring out a way to play all the courses in Wisconsin.
Don't you know?
He's got a new feature now where they're going to, on Wisconsin.golf, they're going to review courses. And apparently the first one coming up is a place that I know you like, and the guy you've known for years that's down there. That's Abbey Springs. That's a nice golf course, isn't it,
That's
Gary?
very good. He's not going to be coming here, though.
I played it a few weeks ago, and it was a beautiful day. And I love you get up on high in some of those hills on the back nine and look down on Geneva Lake. Everyone calls it Lake Geneva, but it's really Geneva Lake. Just a beautiful golf course. And, yeah, that review is posted now on Wisconsin.golf, and I'll be doing one every Sunday, which means, Tiz, I got to play a round of golf every week somewhere.
Yeah, but not here. You're going to pay the guest fee if you come here. I'll tell you right now.
What's the guest fee?
A guest fee. That's a lot for you. In fact, I'm going to review the review.
I got a tip for you, Tiz. If you want a good review, you might want to, waive that $50 fee.
No chance. No chance. And it's going up.
I'll pay the full rate.
All right, that's good. And I'm going to be in a cart, and I want to edit to, tell you the same thing we told Rob. It was Rob. It's okay that you write all those nasty things about me when I was coaching, but from this point forward,
you got to get rid of that rock in your backpack.
No,
that's been there for 40 years
right.
or whatever.
I told him I'm not going to give you anything unless I have edit privileges now. No more interpretation.
One final question, Gary, and then we're going to let you go. Yeah. You talk about Abbey Springs, but the other thing for people around the state, in Milwaukee, Madison, wherever, there are a lot of really impressive golf courses in the Lake Geneva area. That's a destination to go to play golf.
No question.
Oh, no question. I mean, 3 courses at Geneva National, designed by Player, Palmer, and Trevino, and then you go to Grand Geneva Resort that has 2 great courses.
Hawksview.
That's very good.
Hawksview has a nice course and a short course that a lot of people don't even know about it, but it's really a good little par 3 course. And then, of course, Abbey Springs and the private clubs around there are sensational. Lake Geneva Country Club and Bigfoot, really good. So there's, almost a dozen courses right around the Lake Geneva area.
If you've never played it, including, and it was just mentioned, in the fall when the leaves turn, Gary and Tiz, I don't think you'll disagree with it. Go down to Hawksview and play and look at the views in the valleys. It's unbelievable. So
beautiful.
That's quite a place, Hawksview. Yeah. That's where I first learned about the business of having natural attenuation inside of in the aerification process or aerifying process. They were way ahead of the game in what they were doing in that system that they put in at Hawksview. I was down there trying to sell them golf cars, a long time ago.
Gary, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. We'll be back with the Jack Nicklaus interview after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Andy North. Join me and my friend Steve Stricker as we launch Birdies for Health at the American Family Insurance Championship, June 21st through 23rd. Birdies for Health is an effort to support American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center, and people experiencing organ transplants, Alzheimer's, and eye diseases. Make a pledge for every birdie that's made at this year's American Family Insurance Championship, and all the money you donate will go toward research and helping people in Wisconsin. Visit birdiesforhealth.org.
Hi, this is Paul Brown, longtime Badgers sportscaster. My wife was only 57 years old when she started having trouble remembering things at work and getting lost driving home. That was the start of a heartbreaking 8-year journey that led to her eventual passing from Alzheimer's. Please don't ignore the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's. Know where Alzheimer's hides. Find information at alz.org/Wisconsin.
Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Hi, this is Pat Ricker. Whether choosing to make assisted living or memory care home, Oak Park Place offers a lifestyle centered around activities you enjoy, all with neighbors that become like family. You'll find independence when you want it, assistance when you need it. Oak Park Place. Our Wauwatosa community is located just off the expressway. For more information, call 414-292-0398. Our Oak Creek facility is scheduled to open in the fall. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
American Transmission Company moves electricity from where it's generated to communities where it's needed. Along the way, we help create an environment we can all appreciate. Animals find food in pollinator-friendly habitats we plant. Osprey nests on our platforms, and neighbors enjoy trails we help develop. At ATC, we care about the environment we all share. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Right now, Cherokee Country Club is offering outstanding introductory golf memberships. You can join Cherokee as an individual member for $2,400. Depending on your age, you can get a family membership that starts at only $2,900. Check it out for yourself. What you're going to find is the best deal in Madison when it comes to joining a club. And by the way, your membership also allows you to use the outdoor pool. You can play tennis for court cost only and use all the facilities at the Princeton Club and go to the Madison Club. If you're a business, Cherokee offers a voucher program that allows you to purchase 20 rounds of golf, good for 18 holes with golf cart for only $1,500. What a great way to entertain your clients, customers, or employees. Cherokee also offers memberships for swimming and indoor and outdoor tennis. And the public is welcome to use the driving range, restaurant, banquet facilities, and you can book a wedding there. For more information, call 249-1000 or visit the website at CherokeeCountryClub.net. Last summer, the Golf Effect and Talking Golf were involved with Birdies to End Alzheimer's. This is Paul Brown, and on behalf of Dennis Tiziani and myself, we would like to thank everyone who donated to the Birdies campaign. $60,000 was raised, and 100% of the proceeds were donated to the Alzheimer's and Dementia Research Center at UW Hospital. Thanks again for your support, and we hope that others will join us this summer as Birdies for Health will be part of the American Family Insurance Championship. We're back on Talking Golf along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown. As we mentioned previously in the show, a couple of years ago, we had an opportunity to chat with Jack Nicklaus. We thought we'd bring you a rebroadcast of that interview. Jack will be in town, of course, for the American Family Insurance Championship. And we started early in his career when he got his first big paycheck. Jack, the first check I believe that you picked up on the PGA Tour was $33.33, if I remember correctly. Now
That's
these
correct.
guys, that's correct.
I wonder where the odd penny went.
Now these guys are playing for $10 million in the FedEx Club, plus the $1 million plus. In your wildest dreams or imagination, did you ever think in pro golf we'd get to this point?
Well, I had no idea, but it's kind of nice that it is, in many ways, because when we played to win, and we had to win to make a name, to make a living, because we certainly didn't make a living winning golf tournaments. And today they can actually make a living playing golf, which is kind of nice, and it's nice to see so many fellows that play well that actually do make a living.
Jack, when you look at all of the records, they're there. I believe you said as far as where that stands in history, as far as my accomplishments, that'll be determined by the players, the fans, and the media. But did I understand it correctly that one of the things that you're most proud of is the way you won those championships over the years?
Well, I don't know what you mean by that, but
the way they were achieved, the mental aspect of it, the physical preparation, those kind of things.
Well, I prepared for major tournaments, and that's what I was concerned about. It's always nice to win any golf tournament. All golf tournaments are important to me, and all wins I had were important. But the majors sort of stand out, and they stand the test of time. And when you set your goals on preparing properly and making sure that you look at the golf course, you know the golf course, you don't make any dumb mistakes, and you go out and play your best. You may not always win playing your best. Somebody might just play better, and if they do, that's fine. But as long as you've done your best and done your preparation, then you don't have anything to be embarrassed about or anything to hang your head about. As long as you go out and do what you have to do, there's going to be weeks when guys are better than you are. But over time, I'm sure it paid off for me, and it'll pay off for a lot of fellas if they follow that kind of a pattern.
Jack, winning isn't easy, is it? What are some of the ingredients into winning championships in your mind?
Well, I think that winning breeds winning. In other words, if you get it in your head that you can win and that's what you're out there for, pretty soon that's what all your goal is. I never had much of a goal to finish in the top 10 or finish in not first. It didn't really make any difference to me. Well, I mean, obviously I kept playing the hard as I could, but it didn't make that much difference to me if I didn't win. But winning is what we all strive for, and you want to get your name on that trophy. You want to take a check home to mom and do the things that your kids are proud of. And so, the game is a game that today that there's so many good players playing today that you don't have as many opportunities to win as we did. We didn't have as many good players. Maybe that was why maybe it was tougher to win in our day from a certain standpoint, because the guys had more exposures, and the guys that did win won several times, and you knew that they weren't going to fold. And today, unfortunately, you've got 50 or 100 guys every week that have an opportunity to win. So you just you have to sort of keep playing to hope that your time comes.
Dennis, you mentioned before we had Jack on the air with Steve, people forget, yes, Jack won 18 majors and he leads the way there, but the number of times he also finished in second place.
That's very impressive. When you had them both together, it's really something. And Jack, I don't know if you remember me, but I was a coach at Wisconsin when Gary played. At Ohio State. I walked with you a couple of times. So obviously I was quite impressive. But, the point is, and I guess I wanted to bring this out when they were talking about family, and I had many discussions with Gary while he was at Ohio State. I mean, you could tell that his mom had a lot to do with bringing him up. And
you're right about that.
I thought I'd get that in too, but he's an exceptional young man. I wanted to ask you what he's doing, but more importantly, it seemed that every time that I did chat with him, the most important person in his life was his dad. And that was really important to me. And I wanted our fans, our listeners, to know about that, because I thought that was extremely important. And you following him around and at tournaments and going out of your way, busiest time of your life, and you're following your son around, it was very important to him. How is he doing, Gary?
Gary's doing all right. He doesn't play much golf. He plays occasionally, but I think he's more interested in his son than he is himself.
Yeah.
He's got an 8-year-old that's a pretty good little player. Max Fact, he's probably the only grandchild that I have that's actually is interested in playing. And he's only 8, so you never know what's going to happen from there. But Gary's doing fine. He's pretty well grounded, and I remember following Gary, and of course he was playing against Steve at that time when Steve was in college. I think Steve was a year or two ahead of Gary, and I watched Steve win every tournament he played in.
I know you did. You did. There's one other thing, though, I think that's near and dear to Steve and my heart is hunting for deer. And I noticed on a couple of those shows that you're out there, you do spend some time out there in the woods chasing them big bucks around.
Well, I used to. I don't do it anymore. About 7 years ago, we rebuilt our house, and we rebuilt our guest house the year before. And I spent a year out there, coming down every morning and having breakfast and dinner and lunch with the animals. that are in the room, and I looked at them and I said, I promised you a good home. I'm not going to crowd you. So I quit hunting about 7 years ago, and I fish a lot, and I like fishing. I think a little bit better because you can the catch and release does work a little bit better than shoot and release. And so, well, actually, maybe the way I shot, there was a lot of releases. But I hunted a lot with my kids. I think the only reason I took up hunting, the only reason I took up deer hunting, because when I was younger, I used to do a lot of bird shooting with my dad and so forth. And I tried to introduce my kids to bird shooting, and they weren't interested in it. They wanted to go hunt animals, and I never hunted an animal in their life till I was 30, 35 years old. And so the kids wanted to do that, so that's what we did, because that's what they wanted to do. And the first year we went with a rifle, and I looked at it, I said, no, this is not hunting, this is killing. So we decided so we started bow hunting, and we did all our hunting with a bow, and we did that for quite a few years. And then I stopped doing it, and my kids do a little bit of it, but basically I take my grandkids now. They like it. They like being out in the outdoors, and I like introducing them to bow hunting and introducing them to, sporting way of life and animals and so forth. It's fun, but they all fish, they all hunt, they all are involved in everything, and they all play a bunch of sports. So it's, with 22 grandkids, that's a pretty busy time for Barbara and me.
That's perfect.
Steve, you ought to get him up here to go muskie fishing. I can see you two guys sitting in a boat there trying to catch about a 50-inch muskie up north.
Yeah, I'm sure he catches bigger fish down in the ocean that he goes fishing in. But you know what? I've got one question that I've been thinking about to ask Jack, and that's over the years of all those wins, 73 of them, what's the single most shot that sticks out in your mind that you're most proud of?
Oh, gosh, Steve, I don't know. I don't know if there's any that really sticks out in your mind. I sort of look at back and I think of some of the hard shots that I had that determined the outcome of tournaments. And actually, I look back at probably 3 of them. They were all one-iron shots.
Were they really?
And only because of one-iron was hard to play, but one was at Baldusrol in 67, and I was in the middle of the fairway to 238 yards uphill into the wind, and I was just trying to pit the ball on the green to the left of the bunker, and I actually pushed it a little bit, but I carried the bunker, and I made the putt then to break Hogan's record. And then at Pebble Beach in 72, the one-iron I played at 17, 219 yards, and I put it in to made it 2 and gave me an opportunity to play the last hole any way I wanted to. And then 75 Masters, when Weiskopf and Miller and I were coming down the stretch, I had 242 yards coming into 15 at Augusta, and I took a one-iron and stuck it up in the air off of one of those mounds. And I didn't make the birdie, but I hit it in about 12 feet from the hole. But it was such a shot that I really, really enjoyed. So I'd say the one-irons, but there's a lot of shots that determine the outcomes of tournaments, and a lot of putts and a lot of different things. But you get a big kick out of when you're playing a difficult club and you get a good result.
Yeah. Well, you've had the opportunity to hit so many of them. That's what's impressive. Most guys get an opportunity to get in there, and if they get one in their career, would be good. But you had so many of them, and I was thinking those couple shots when you won in '86 at the Masters, coming down the stretch at 15, and then hitting that 5-iron. I think you hit at 16 in there, almost making an ace there.
Well, those are both pretty good. I can't deny that those are 2 very important shots in my career. Yeah. And certainly when I was done playing, which basically I was done playing by '86, and I found lightning in a bottle and hit a couple of good shots coming down the stretch, which were really probably the most thrilling tournament that I've ever played.
Oh, cool.
Jack, how about your legacy, so to speak, in golf course design and in the business world? 2 things that you're deeply involved with right now. And in terms of designing golf courses, what is equipment doing to the game of golf here in terms of having an effect on the history and the tradition of the game with the distance, for an example, that the young guys are getting, does it make it more difficult to design golf courses?
Well, it does a little bit, but I don't really have. I mean, it's a different game today than I played. Equipment is what it is. The only thing that you're talking about there is it's pretty difficult to take what was done for the last 50, 60 years and all of a sudden compare it to today, because they've had to change all the golf courses to fit equipment. And when I was playing, I could go out and make a game with a club champion, play an exhibition, and I might hit it 20 yards by him. But he knew the golf course, and he might beat me, and I got beat several times playing exhibitions. But today, if these guys hit it so far that, and the difference between what the average golfer does and what the pro does is it's astronomical in distance now. I mean, the golf ball is going 50-some yards further than it did 15 years ago, and it changes the records, it changes all things. And the thing that I don't really like about it, it obsoletes all the golf courses. In other words, if you would take the 17 or 18,000 golf courses in the United States, there's really, I think about Augusta is about the only one that's had enough money to stay up with what's going on. And it's unfortunate because what you've had to do is take the driver out of the guy's hands. You've had to reduce golf courses down or make them 7,700 yards or 75 or 600. And I suppose that's all right, but not many people and places have the money or the space to be able to do that. So I guess that's why I've been sort of fighting with the golf ball a little bit. And they had this golf play forward, I think it was, on the 1st of July, and they figured the equivalent to a 6,700-yard golf course for the average golfer was an 8,100-yard golf course for the pros. And so if you took the average golfer to 6,000 yards, it meant the other golf courses, or the pros, were playing at 7,700 or 7,400 yards, which is about where most of the courses are playing today. And, that's about the comparison that you have. And it's just, I just think we're out of kilter as far as what the game and what the pros are playing and what the average golfer plays. It's, our goal today is to bring people into the game, not run them out of the game.
You got 3:15 left right now.
And people to see how far somebody hits it, they can't relate to it. And it makes it very difficult to bring people into the game. We've lost 30 to 35% of the women and children over the last 5 years that play the game of golf. That's not healthy for our game. And frankly, I think it means that what's happening, the game has gotten difficult for the average golfer. The game is, they don't get rewarded at a young age. It takes too much time. It's too expensive. All these things contribute to the game and to the game and the pleasure of the game and being able to get the game to grow. And we're not getting the game to grow right now. So anyway, it's a thing that I'm on. I know the USGA's on it. I know the PGA of America's on it, and we're trying to figure out how to grow this great game of ours. It's a great game, and it's a shame to see. The fathers today that are 30, 35 years old, 40 years old, they're taking their kids to the parks and playing soccer and lacrosse and baseball and softball, all these other sports, and you don't see them. They're not going out to the golf course, and we got to get them back out to the golf course somehow.
Some of the comments from Jack Nicklaus on an interview that Dennis and I did with him a couple of years ago. We'll be back to wrap it up after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Watch PGA Tour legend Jack Nicklaus, country music star Toby Keith, Packer great Brett Favre, and me, Andy North, as we teed up in the American Family Insurance Championship on Saturday, June 22nd. Visit amfamchampionship.com to purchase your tickets and see us in action. Tickets are now available to see Brett Favre, Toby Keith, Jack Nicklaus, and me, Andy North, play in the American Family Insurance Championship on Saturday, June 22nd. Visit amfamchampionship.com for more information and to purchase your tickets.
Hi, this is Dave Gary, the owner of the Princeton Clubs. Our summer launch event is going on now through May 18th with everything you need to get in shape for the summer, including the latest group training programs, our world-class facilities, plus special offers for current and new members through May 18th. Our For a Better Tomorrow campaign partner this month is UW Children's Hospital of Madison. For every new member, we make a donation to a local organization that's working hard to improve the communities wherever a Princeton club is located. Summer is just a few weeks away, so I invite you to make a difference in your health today by joining the Princeton Club. And with our summer launch event going on, it's a great time to get started. I think you'll be surprised how much better you feel just after a few workouts. The Princeton Clubs, voted Madison's best health club year after year. Visit PrincetonClub.net for a free trial pass and to learn more about our summer launch event.
We're committed to excellence, the Princeton Club. We're committed to you.
Hi, this is Pat Richter. Oak Park Place offers a lifestyle centered around activities you enjoy, all with neighbors that become like family. Whether choosing to make assisted living or memory care home, you'll find independence when you want it, assistance when you need it. Oak Park Place. Our Wauwatosa community is located just off the expressway. For more information, call 414-292-0-MORE.
Patient.
All right, Dave, to get out by 59:10, you've got 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Slippery wet pavement or tricky off-road puddles, it helps give you more confidence in a thunderstorm, a deluge, wet stuff. 4MATIC all-wheel drive is available on more Mercedes-Benz models than ever before. Get the 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC starting at just $42,700. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
MSRP for a 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. Always drive carefully, consistent with conditions. See dealer for details.
Test drive the Mercedes-Benz 4MATIC at Zimbrick European on Rimrock Road off the Beltline, or shop ZimbrickEuropean.com.
It's time to play the University of Wisconsin golf
You
course.
want music
University
when you have a
Ridge.
minute
Brand new
left?
bunkers and subtle design changes have only added to the excellent value of University Ridge, making it one of the best deals in the Midwest. The American Family Insurance Championship is just around the corner, but you can play one of the only public
Back
golf
in
courses
12.
on the PGA Tour Champions prior to the event for under $100.
2 minutes, 5
For rate
seconds.
information or to book a tee time, check out universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play. University Ridge.
Back with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown on Talking Golf. And you talk about Jack Nicklaus, obviously one of the all-time greats for the sport of golf. And his coming to Madison on that foursome, I think there's going to be a lot of people following that celebrity group.
Well, just to be able to see him, I don't know how much longer he can do this. And this was the motivation in getting him going here now, because you could tell. I watch him on TV when he does that. Some of those shots are.
He doesn't want to play anymore. He doesn't want to embarrass himself. Right?
Well, that's a little bit. And the concentration that everybody should be looking at now, what he's doing, but when he gets on the green, that hasn't changed. Just watch how he does it, how he uses his right arm as a piston, and on it goes. All those good fundamentals that we talk about, that he still does it, and he makes putts, But there's a will that is quite evident in him doing it. But he's really a great guy. Besides,
Well, Rocco Mediate on the show tonight. Jack Nicklaus rebroadcast tomorrow or next week.
Oh boy.
We're going to bring in your buddy Toby Keith.
Yeah, we're going to sing together.
You're going to sing?
Yeah, Red Solo Cup. We're going to be singing, him and I.
And Nate Pokras, who runs the tournament. We'll talk about the American Family Insurance Championship event coming up. So we're out of time for now, but we thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back again next week and tee it up one more time here from Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Dave McCann and Kevin Ryan, Dennis Tiziani, Paul Brown. Thank you for joining us. That is another edition of Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network.